Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the fantastic, outstanding, wonderful Tradigital Artist, Jeff Mueller.
Thank you, Xavier. Welcome back, everybody, for another week of the Passion of the Tradigital Artist. How are you, Xavier?
I'm good, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I don't know, something, you just, this time of the year is kind of rough with the weather changing, especially here in Northeast Ohio. There just seems to be the cold days, the hot days. You kind of get it, you feel good one day, the next day you get out of sorts. This morning, I woke up and my right ankle and just was achy all day. Just annoying pain in the butt.
I was feeling really good till I turned and stepped off my porch. No, I didn't fall, but I feel like my right hip is under my armpit right now. Other than that, I think we're doing fine.
Yep, but that brings us to this week. We're going to go in a little bit different direction than normal because of something that happened to me. I have a GoPro, and this GoPro is a small little camera that I'm doing experimenting with. I think I've mentioned this in a video blog before, but it's the camera that a lot of people use for YouTube and action videos, and if there's some place they use this, then there's lots of different mounts, and it can go underwater, and it's a rugged, little durable piece of machinery. Now, a bad thing happened to me, and it's not cheap by no means. The lowest model is $199, so it's $200. It's not extremely expensive, but $200 is $200. Well, earlier this week, my GoPro, I believe my wife let me know, went through the wash.
But
now,
you said it was waterproof.
Well, it has a waterproof case that you insert it in. I found this out when I was
so it went through the wash sans case.
Right, no case. And I found this out because I thought the case was a protective case, and when I was in Salt Lake City, I was using it to shoot some video and kind of learn how it works. And out of nowhere, all my audio was subdued because it was sealed in the case, the waterproof case. When you're shooting underwater, you don't really need to have too much sound going on. So
it's a little hard to talk when your mouth is filling with water.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the case, so I had shot a good amount of video that has no sound or very little sound. It should have a lot more than it did. So a lesson was learned with that. But it went through the wash. Now, earlier this year, in I believe the spring, I have always had an original iPad, and it was left out in the rain. One night, it had died while I was playing music. I used my phone, and I brought everything in thinking I had brought the iPad in, but I woke up the next morning and it was raining and my iPad was outside. The one thing about the iPad was it was on when I left it outside. The first thing that I did was turn it off, and then I proceeded to do a couple things over the next 24 hours to dry it out. Well, when I turned it back on, the screen kind of flickered, and then it was dead, and that pretty much, even though the iPad kept working, it would receive emails. You could hear all the sounds that an iPad makes and everything. There was no
video display.
The screen was fried, and that was that. So I learned a little bit of a lesson. I believe I tried to turn it back on too quick, because initially when it came in, the screen was working. I should have turned it off and just completely dried it out. So when I was informed, my wife informed me that she had put the GoPro through the wash and found it in the bottom of the wash. It's not like it was in the pocket still of a pair of pants. It was in the bottom, so it had been completely submerged in water for a good amount of time. Now, the best thing about this was that it was off. Battery's in, but the GoPro is, it's off. If it's on in any way, it quickly burns the battery out.
Let me say, if it had been on in laundry water, which is ionized, be it through natural ionization or through adding soap, it would have been toast.
Right, but because it was off, I got it. My wife she got it. She called me. I said, just leave it. Leave it. I came home from work, and she did remove the battery right away. I said, remove the battery and don't try and do anything. So I came home, the battery's removed. There's a card in it on the side here. There's a little card, one of the micro trips on the from the SD card. It's a 32 gig card, and so I removed that, removed everything, looked at it, took it over, got the battery out, and I took it. And there's two ways I looked online what you can do, but I know I took some rice in a bag and basically submerged the battery and the camera into the rice, covered up, and this was on Monday. Now you can take, they said, I read online, you can take the little silica packs that are in like vitamins, put 4 or 5 of them in a bag, seal the bag, but I just basically sealed the bag with rice.
You completely immersed the camera in the rice.
Right. So my initial thing would be to do that until, maybe if this happened on Monday till Wednesday. But what I did is I let it go all the way till Saturday in the rice. Now the unique thing about the rice is the rice, as it absorbs the water out, and they kind of puff up, the little pieces, so it's absorbing. So what I was doing is every morning I took the puffed out ones up, I scooped them out and got them out, and so I had the dry rice again, and then on Saturday there was no more puffed up ones. And they're not puffed up like puffed rice.
So monitoring the size of the rice kernel,
right?
You then determined that there was no more growth.
Right, no more,
and therefore
water being
all the moisture was drawn out, or everything that you were going to get anyhow.
So I plugged in the battery, and the battery I knew probably because I hadn't used my GoPro in a while, the battery was dead. So when I first went to turn, it wouldn't turn on. But when I plugged it in to the computer to charge it, voila, the red light came on for charging. So after about 4 hours, it went green, shut, whatever, and the GoPro, I'm here to say this little GoPro went through the wash, and it's no worse for the wear. So
excellent.
As far as that goes, a GoPro saved. So, and we'll put that
so
on. So a
little box
GoPro if it goes through the laundry.
Of white rice, and you threw it in there and...
Yep, just put it in the bag, put the white rice into a plastic bag, drop it in there, make sure it's all kind of sealed, make it airtight, and seal the bag up so that the water is, it's being absorbed out into the rice. That way you don't have to worry about. So after a week, I got my GoPro back. So I was kind of happy about that.
That's a heck of a job.
So you can learn something when you watch our video blog.
Yeah, like never put your GoPro in the wash.
Which,
but that's a pretty good save.
Yeah, or let's just say if a lot of people would get wet because the case would leak. They would talk about it, and salt water would emerge it. So they talked about how to get the salt water out too. But that just brings me to what's happening this week. Next weekend I'm going to be hanging the Holiday Arts Show. I have a section. I belong to the Cleveland West Art League. The reason why I belong is because networking amongst other artists is very important. Other artists aren't competition. Other artists are a network, so that artists together as a strong unit, they have no problems or worries as far as it's kind of like when you're not really competing. Although people are out buying artwork, really you're networking amongst the people and getting in, networking with gallery owners and networking with business owners and networking. This is the key. And people want to know you and know it. So as artists together, you can do that a lot. And it's a lot easier to do that as a group. And so belonging to this group has been a really good experience. I've met a lot of good people. I'm going to be up there, I believe, with it's a 3 feet by floor to ceiling kind of thing, and based off that, I got to hang a bunch of pieces. I'm going to put up a bunch of metal pieces, metal prints will be for sale, and also a couple of original pieces and some canvas prints. So I'm going to fill the space, get it, and then hopefully I'll have my holiday piece finished. I'm going to be working on it, although this weekend I got a lot of around the house stuff, but as far as the painting goes, it was really tough, really rough. I just wasn't feeling it. I was exhausted, kind of, you know, just not of sort. I felt the weather had me on a sort, so I'm feeling a little bit better tonight. So hopefully this week, as I go through next weekend, you'll see the finished piece, and then I'll be sending that out as a digital and a physical Christmas card, and also entering it into this competition, which is December 13th and 14th, the following week. On that, I believe Saturday and Sunday is the Holiday Art Show. So everybody should come out, see us. It's the 78th Street Studios up in Cleveland. That is a pretty big art community. It's the 3 floors. The artists rent rooms and rent spaces and they're all up there. So if you want to see some great art, just come on up on that Saturday. Say hi. So
sounds exciting.
Yeah. So that's
both
it.
The anticipation of the show and the anticipation of the completion of your
artwork. So I gotta really come through.
No pressure.
No, not at all.
You're at your best when you're under pressure. I've seen the last 10 years.
Yeah, hopefully this I feel, you know, I just kind of get clicked. It starts to click again, even though the painting's turning out wonderful. So it's not that it's not working. It's just keeping my butt in this chair and going forward, putting the time and effort in.
You'll get her done, I know.
All right.
Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving.
Yes, and the holidays are coming up.
Here we are, December 1st, tomorrow.
Yep.
Where'd the year go?
And what was it today? 56 degrees outside? That's enough.
It was unbelievable outside.
Yeah,
I went outside all bundled up because I was thinking with the wind blowing it would be cold when I was up on the roof cleaning my gutters out. And you know what? I ended up taking my coat off. Unbelievable.
We were watching the game today. The Packers won't beat the Patriots. Woohoo! And it was so hot in the house, I had to start opening up all the doors. So that's not something you usually have to do in the last day of November. So
bonus.
Until next time.
Have a good one.